If you're going to live stream, you need the gear to make it happen. Camera, check. Light, check. Microphone, check. USB hub for additional accessories, check. The Turret equips you with the tools you need to engage your viewer's sense of sight and sound without having to pick out complicated configurations. Useful tech education and gaming nostalgia that won't put you to sleep. Get subscribed and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next guide.
I'm EposVox, here to make tech easier and more fun, and this is the Marantz Turret, an all-in-one solution to webcam and microphone setups for streaming. This is a really neat product idea, so when I was offered a loaner to try it out for myself, I couldn't resist. But I'm not sure how viable it really is for most users. The on-camera portion of this video is being recorded on the Turret right now, though the B-roll product shots and stuff will be on my normal cameras, of course, just so you get a better idea of how it looks, and you can go watch my full Twitch VOD where I streamed Champions of Norrath with it as well for some other samples. In this specific setup, I have all of the room lights off, I have a window open with a little bit of light coming through, and then I'm using primarily the ring light around the camera so you can get an idea, because I'll talk about this later, what that looks like out of the box. And then in my Twitch VOD setting or stream, you can take a look at how it looks when the room is already lit. At $300, you're definitely paying a premium for the unified engineering and build quality, which is stellar. Protected by one of my least favorite unboxing experiences ever, you get very high quality build construction and a professional look to the overall setup. When it comes to the build of this system, attention to small details was definitely the focus. It feels sturdy, it feels nice, the audio cable coming from the microphone is a nice thick braided cable, the pop filter feels nice and is removable, and everything stays secure. The buttons and dials feel great, the ports on the back feel solid too, but then there are some unfortunate decision-making things when it comes to the design. The shock mount doesn't do much at all. You still hear keyboard banging and all sorts of stuff, and it feels like I'm rubbing the microphone against a plastic bag. And the light ring around the webcam feels pretty wimpy, especially when you're changing the color filters. They also include USB-C to USB 3.0 cable on the box that is uselessly short. If you buy it on B&H, it comes with a free 6-foot USB cable that I think is supposed to alleviate this issue, except if you look at it, it's a USB 2.0 charge cable, not a USB 3.0 data cable. What? Also, this requires DC wall power, which is fine, and the cable's long enough and it comes in the box, just important to know. But most importantly, the fatal flaw with this setup, in my opinion, is the lack of height adjustment. The stand holds the camera about 17.5 inches off of your table surface, with the mic sitting about 13 inches off of the surface, which might work for some people, but already for this setup I'm doing right now, I had to put the stand on a box in the first place, which immediately removes pretty much all idealness to this. Both the mic and the camera have some degree of pan and tilt action available to them, and this is of course where you start to notice that weird sound of the shock mount, which sounds like it's just cheap plastic rubbing together, but this can just be flat out uncomfortable for different heights and uses without putting more things under the stand, which can interrupt workflows for something that's already pretty big. And the mic arm extends like 4 or more feet out from the stand for some reason, but no height adjustment. This leads me into some of the actual use cases for such a product. While the default association with Stream Assist products such as this is for game streamers, this would be more beneficial for other kinds of content creators. Vloggers, sit-down IRL streamers, beauty streamers maybe, cooking streams, I know those are sort of a thing. These kinds of things where having something massive like this to stream in front of, hooked up to a laptop maybe, isn't that big of a deal. In a traditional desktop gaming setup, this just doesn't work. Marantz's sample shots on the product page showcase this as well. A cooking stream, someone streaming just with their laptop with an oddly photoshopped out USB cable, and something I hadn't first considered, couch and TV game streaming. I used to get asked a lot for suggestions for such a thing, and here it is. If you have a coffee table in your couch setup, which I don't currently, this could actually be a decent way to do that, provided you have a capture card and a streaming PC, of course. Side note, I would love to see a fold-out headphone hanger on the back of this stand. It might be a little weird, but I think it could be beneficial if people are running their headphones to this regularly. Granted, you could hang them on the mic arm, but that could risk repositioning the mic or something. I feel like just integrating it into the back of the stand could just be an added bonus. Coming back to the hardware for a moment, the webcam and mic are adequate. The mic is a super basic USB condenser mic that doesn't sound amazing, but does a great job at rejecting background noise. I noted that in my stream with it. Having servers, PCs, PS2 going near the mic, you never heard it in stream. And I have a PC next to my mic here that you may or not be hearing now. I did have to engage the minus 10 dB switch on the bottom of the microphone and set the mic levels to 100% in Windows to get the best quality audio out of it, as it defaults to 63% gain, or not even gain, levels in Windows. That was a little weird. So that's worth noting, as I kept clipping the mic itself, like not the software audio levels, but the mic itself kept clipping and getting distorted when I had it set on 0 dB. Along with the USB hub on the back, you actually get a line level line out jack that carries the microphone signal in case you want to run it to your own mixer or other audio hardware, which is an inclusion that I can appreciate. The front side control interface is handy too. You've got a control dial for the ring light where 0 turns it off. You've got mute buttons for the webcam and microphone, volume dial for the headphone amp, which you plug in at the bottom there, and a mix dial for blending the sounds you hear from your PC by setting it as the default speaker in Windows and hooking it up by a USB, of course, and your microphone so you can monitor your speaking levels. The headphone amp is kind of decent too. It did a good job at keeping my Sennheiser HD6XX cans powered up during my stream. The webcam, well, I'm so sick of webcams at this point, to be honest. They're just so frustrating to work with, trying to get a decent image out of them, and it's basically a Logitech C920 or C922 with a ring light around it. It's a USB 2.0 equivalent webcam here, which has terrible manual control capabilities and a kind of soft image. You're seeing it now. This is as sharp as it gets. I may be focused more on this at the moment, but doesn't get a whole lot better. They push its built-in H.264 compression as a selling point to reduce system load, but that doesn't make a lot of sense, as I've talked about in quite a few capture card related videos recently. It might help for Skype, but for live streaming, pre-compressed video is actually a bad thing. It requires more CPU power to decode and then add to your stream and re-encode. There's also a bit of latency because of this. Though the audio and video seems to match up every time I test it in stream, there's still a significant latency between real life and the movement happening on camera. Technically, the onboard compression does let it use less USB bandwidth, which prevents it from causing issues with the USB microphone that's included with this device, but it will require higher performance specs out of lower-end machines. And the bandwidth savings will be necessary if you plan on using that rear hub to connect additional data-heavy devices like another webcam, such as what they suggest in the product language. And that's already a problem because on the recording PC, I did not have this issue on my main PC, but on my 6900K Intel Core i7 6th gen computer that I'm using to record this now, I've tried like multiple USB ports and I keep getting little video glitches where the USB hub is not cooperating with the camera. Generally, it's not recommended to use multiple webcams or capture cards on the same USB hub within your computer, nevertheless the same external hub, so your results will definitely vary based on your machine's cooperability. Like I said, it's not even about specs, because I'm using two different high-end machines. One has issues, one doesn't. The ring light will struggle to provide significant value in a well-lit room. In my typical streaming setup, I have two big China balls with white LED lights to provide a soft light in front of me, and then flip on a small LED panel to fill out my face on camera when streaming. The LED panel is too much light on my face for the webcam to compensate for, as like 65% or higher of the brightness output of the ring light will also be too much for my face as well. Even tweaking with the manual controls, it's just hard to get a decent image from the camera, and the ring light does not help much with that at all. In a fully dark room, which is sort of what we have here, we have a little bit of window light coming in here, but it's a very cloudy, rainy day. It can help a little bit. Currently, it's on about 70 to 80% brightness in a dark room, and I'm not overexposed at the moment, but there's definitely a lack of contrast in the image, and if you add more, you get to see more grain. There's still some grain in the background. If I turn it up, I will start to overexpose very quickly, and since it's focused directly on my face, I'm going to overexpose me before I really get a well-lit background. And then if we turn it down too much, it either gets too dark or too grainy as it tries to compensate. And I've tried messing with the manual controls. I've tried tinkering with it off and on. It is very difficult to get a good image out of webcams these days. I have a new video coming very soon on a better setup in terms of webcam video that you can get via manual settings of a different device that I'm very excited to show. In response to this is the same issue I've been running into with the Razer Kiyo or Kaio webcam that I've been testing behind the scenes. It's also just a C922 with a ring light thrown on it, just without the stand, and it kind of sucks. The Turret's ring light does come with a couple swappable color filters to match the white balance in your room, although I don't find them to be super useful. It's nice to include it because if you do have mismatched lights, it will cast a weird color on your skin. They are cheap plastic, however, and installing them and uninstalling them is something that will wear out very quickly because it just relies on tiny plastic tabs. The B&H product page for the Turret lists the camera as being able to capture 30 FPS at 1080p and 60 FPS at 720p, much like the Logitech C922, but I could not get higher than 30 FPS out of it at any resolution. Not sure what's going on there, though Windows updates have been screwing over webcams recently in terms of resolution and frame rate support, so maybe I can blame that. Though if it's going to do the 60 FPS mode as a blurry, ugly, low-resolution interpolation like the C922 does, I'd honestly rather not have it anyway. I've gone back and forth on this setup a lot, and while the quality from it isn't spectacular, I'd love to see, an upgraded webcam, though that would require someone to make such a webcam first, as I've complained about before, and maybe a variant that mounts a shotgun mic so that it can be set away from the user with much cleaner audio than just moving this mic out of the way, and ideally height adjustable stands to go over monitors and such. The Marantz Turret is actually still a decent value at $300 and a solution many people have been looking for. It's easy to set up and use, and some users really just want something they can buy and leave there and not have to pick out specific webcams and mounting hardware and specific microphones, pop filters, audio cables, etc. It's not something I would use in my day-to-day work, but it's something that I would recommend to specific users that are looking for a complete package. My B&H affiliate link for this product will be in the description below, as always. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more awesome tech content. Comment below with your thoughts. Would you use something like this? What would you like to see changed or improved about it? Let's discuss.
This video is sponsored by viewers like you. Our videos would not be possible without the generosity of those of you who contribute to one of our fan funding options, be it DonorBox, Twitch subscriptions, direct contributions via PayPal, or Patreon. To join our inner circle and get behind-the-scenes looks at videos, go to EposVox.com/support to learn more, and join us on Discord at EposVox.com/Discord. Thanks.